Well, for more on this, we cross live to our reporter Samkele Maseko. Good afternoon. And can you tell us what is expected from President Cyril Ramaphosa this afternoon as he visits the area?
Essentially, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, has arrived here at the Ngqura port, where he is on an oversight visit, particularly on the functionality of this port that is operated by Transnet Port Terminals and the Transnet Holding Company as a whole. He is at this point in time greeting the Premier of the province, Lubabalo Oscar Mabuyane, and the Minister of Transport, that would be Barbara Creasy. You'd know that the President has been very clear and vocal that South Africa needs to sort out its logistics, particularly when it comes to Transnet and also the workings of the ports, in order to have proper imports and exports coming in and out of the country, particularly at a time where the United States of America wants to impose tariffs on South Africa. This port has a lot of raw minerals like manganese being exported out of this particular port. There's lots of other carbons that are coming into the country, particularly when it comes to tire manufacturing that operates at this particular port. It is a deep sea port where those particular vessels that are larger than others particularly come and dock at this particular port of Ngqura, where the President will be inspecting this particular port later on today. He will be going on a tour. He is alongside the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister, that would be Nkosini Hlabisa. Then tomorrow he will also engage with the provincial executive of the province, led by Oscar Lubabalo Mabuyane, to essentially speak on this Ngqura development area and this special economic zone of this area, the SEZ, that is essentially doing lots of work when it comes to the economic revitalization of the Eastern Cape economy, and in particular that of Gqeberha Nelson Mandela Bay Metro Municipality.
Thanks, Samkele. Just a question. Is Cyril Ramaphosa going to be chatting to the Transnet leadership at the Port of Ngqura to discuss operational inefficiencies while he's there?
At this point in time, in that particular venue behind us, yes, so in those turnstiles where those security points that is there, the President will be engaging with the Transnet authorities. He is having a briefing, a private briefing there at this point in time for the next hour, for the next 30 to an hour. He will be engaged in that session where he is being briefed on the operational aspects of this particular port, just like he had when he went to the Durban port as well, just like he had a similar engagement when he went to the Richards Bay coal terminal, where South Africa's coal is exported to the international markets. He is going to get that particular briefing on the operational aspects, how much cargo comes in, how much cargo goes out of this particular port. We did see a number of raw minerals. You see a number of trucks that are going on to those vessels that are currently docked there outside in the port. He will also be inspecting that particular point. He will go to the terminal side of this particular port, where he will see how they are operating on that particular aspect, and he will also go to the dock side where the vessels are currently loading some of the raw dust materials that are being exported out of the South African economy at this point in time and going to the international markets to be processed.
Samkele, there must be quite a lot of excitement from the Eastern Cape business community with the visit of the President. What's the general feeling and vibe from this community?
The business community is particularly very much excited with the President coming to this area of the Eastern Cape in Gqeberha. They will may get an opportunity as well to engage with the President to raise some of their grievances that they have with the municipality when it comes to service delivery, the provision of water, the provision of electricity, the roads infrastructure within this particular area of Nelson Mandela Bay. It is largely dilapidated. We also do know that tomorrow the President, when he engages with the provincial executive, the Minister of Police, that would would be Senzo Mchunu. He will be alongside the President. Nelson Mandela Bay, Gqeberha, you go to the townships in Uitenhage, in New Brighton. Those particular areas are largely affected by crime and criminality within these areas of this particular municipality. So the President will have to engage with the Premier of the province, Oscar Lubabalo Mabuyane, and the Mayor Babalwa on those specific issues and the general business community of this area and some of the grievances that they have when it comes to the socio-economic ills that are currently taking place within this municipality, issues of criminality that are taking place, issues of business opportunity that are there, and also the efficiency of this particular port and also the Port Elizabeth port as well, the efficiency that is there. He will have to look at some of those factors because most of the produce that is produced within the Free State province, Eastern Cape and other neighboring provinces of the Eastern Cape, they are shipped out of this particular port as well, going also to East London as well. But this one becomes very important because they also say the transversal ships that cannot dock in Richards Bay, that cannot dock in East London, that cannot dock in Durban, that cannot dock in Port Elizabeth, they do come here to the Port of Ngqura to dock here, as this is a deep sea port as well. So there is a number of issues that the President has to engage with the officials of Transnet, of this particular port, and also with the provincial executive of the Eastern Cape, because there is a number of investments that are coming into the Eastern Cape. Just last year, you did see the first shipment of the sheeps that were being exported out of the Eastern Cape that was led by Premier Oscar Lubabalo Mabuyane. If I'm not mistaken, it was either out of this particular port or it was mainly out of this port, because if you go to the Port Elizabeth port, it is mainly coal and it is mainly also the automotive sector, vehicles that are made within South Africa that are exported to the international markets. You've also got a number of agricultural products, hence I mentioned the sheep that are exported into countries that South Africa exports to in the Middle East. That would be in the main your Saudi Arabia's, your United Arab Emirates as well, which is also plowing in a lot of money and resources in foreign direct investment into the Eastern Cape province.
Samkele, you know, one of the biggest complaints from the Eastern Cape are the water and electricity issues. Do you think the President's going to announce any specific interventions or provisions to address these problems in that province in the next 2 days?
He will address some of the issues, particularly when it comes to service delivery discrepancies. I had spoken to Oscar Mabuyane, the Premier of the province, I think a few months ago, or 4 or 5 months ago. It was just a private conversation, and we had spoke about the infrastructure backlog that is there within the Eastern Cape, particularly when it comes to the building of bridges. And he had said that there is some progress that is being made, but they're also falling short because they are working in collaboration with SANDF, the South African National Defence Force, in their own infrastructure program that they have when it comes to the Welly Sizwe Bridge program that they are having and rolling out across the country in KwaZulu-Natal, in Mpumalanga, also in the Eastern Cape, particularly in those dusted prone provinces such as Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. You do have a number of bridges that have broken down due to floods and natural disasters here within the Nelson Mandela Bay or Gqeberha area or municipality that needs to be dealt with severely by the provincial government, working with the municipality. That is also an ongoing program that the President will be briefed on tomorrow when he engages with the provincial executive with a number of ministers of cooperative governance and traditional affairs. I do know that the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Phemima Chodina, is also around the area addressing issues of water provision. She was meant to be in the Sarah Batman District Municipality earlier on this morning to hand over a waste plant water management system that is being built to work into water provision within the particular district municipality. So these are some of the issues that remain pertinent in the program of government when it comes to the rolling out of service delivery within this area of Nelson Mandela Bay. Water provision, roads infrastructure and bridges are one of the main issues, and also electricity provision and the building of low-cost housing in order to give people a decent living.
Thanks very much to our reporter there, Samkele Maseko. We will cross back to him when things start happening and start heating up. But he's at President Cyril Ramaphosa's visit to the Port of Ngqura today as part of the President's broader 2-day